what is the ESOP implementation cycle? So how would a company, what cycle a company would follow for implementing ESOPs in that particular company? So the first and foremost, what the company has to do, company has to design an ESOP scheme or ESOP plan. So that is the first thing that the company will have to do. And what will be part of this ESOP scheme? That is, of course, what we are going to cover in the entire session. But broadly, the ESOP scheme that the company would prepare will include things like who will be eligible for the ESOPs, what will be the eligibility criteria for the ESOP, what will be the vesting period, what will be the exercise period, what will be the vesting conditions, when can an employee exercise the option, what will he get by way of the option. So and what pricing, at what price the ESOPs will be offered. So all this has to be documented in one single document, and that is referred as the ESOP scheme. That is the first thing that the company has to do. After this, the company of course has to go to the board for the approval, and the company has to go to the board for the approval to the ESOP plan. After the board approval, go to the shareholders. And why go to the shareholders? For two reasons. Number one, the company is going to issue shares to the persons other than the existing shareholders, and therefore the approval will be required for issuing shares to persons other than the existing shareholders. So and number two, because the company is going to issue ESOPs to the employees, so for that approval of the shareholders will be required. So after the designing, approval of the board and the approval of the shareholders, then the next step is of granting or issue of ESOPs. So once the scheme is approved by the shareholder, then the board of directors will grant the ESOPs to different categories of the employees based on the scheme that it has prepared. After the grant of the ESOPs, then the vesting of the ESOPs will happen. And what is the meaning of vesting of the ESOPs? It is very simple. It simply would mean that there is a vesting period during which the eligible employees or the employees who have been granted the ESOPs, they are expected to meet certain criteria, certain conditions. So once those criteria or conditions are met, then the vesting of the ESOPs will happen. And vesting of ESOPs will mean now these employees are eligible to avail the benefit of the ESOPs and exercise. And that is the step, that is exercise of ESOPs. So when the employees exercise the ESOPs, they will of course be allotted the shares as per the scheme of the ESOP. And after the shares are allotted to the eligible employees, they become shareholders of the company. So friends, this is the ESOP implementation cycle that any company anywhere in the globe will need to follow so as to implement a ESOP scheme is in the organization.